What is happening there, citizens of the Reject Nation? Greg here today, along with John.
Is it? Are you sure?
How are you, John?
I'm good. I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, please go ahead and leave a like. We're going to talk about this Batman Beyond news here, how Warner Brothers canceled it. Now, going through it, I was like, okay, maybe this is a good thing, actually. Because when I first heard it, I've had three reactions. First one was what was being reported. First, it came through Jeff Snyder, and then The Wrap confirmed it, and now The Hollywood Reporter reported on it, was that after The Flash, they were planning a Batman Beyond movie starring Michael Keaton, with the script being penned by, I think her name is Christina Hodson. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Hudson,
she wrote
Birds of Prey.
She wrote Birds of Prey and Batgirl as well. And then when the James Gunn and Peter Safran thing was announced, or like when the meetings started happening, they were like, stop writing, stop.
Put the pen down.
Stop, you and Patty Jenkins, just stop, everyone stop.
You're no longer on the clock.
Yeah. And now here's the part of it where I was like, oh man, that's a bummer. When I heard what they wanted to do with it was like, yeah, they wanted to do like old man Michael Keaton as Batman, which of course is like, oh, that's like the dream right there. If they got Tim Burton to come back to direct, come on. Like,
that's about the one thing that Tim Burton could truly excite me with right now.
How excited would that have been to finally be like, that's in the future. Eventually, you know, Batman, he's like, he's too old. Then Terry McGinnis comes into the first.
What?
Yeah, that's the part of it that I was like, all right, maybe it's a good thing you didn't do this.
It's like half the appeal.
I think like exactly way more than half the appeal. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we would want like the Robert Pattinson Batman to exist in his own universe, and then this would be part of like the main one, something along those lines. Bottom line, it wasn't going to be the futuristic world that is so heavily associated with Batman Beyond. So that's what made me go, all right, okay, maybe it's a good thing. Still give it a shot, Warner Brothers, like down the road with something, but maybe do one that actually takes place in the future, because that's such an integral part to it. Then this piece of news came out, and that's when I went, oh, come on.
No. What is it?
This actually excited me more than anything else for some reason.
Did they cast Chalamet to be Terry McGinnis?
Yeah, that's what it was, man. It was down to Chalamet and Finn Wolfhard.
Damn it.
Would have been right there,
yeah,
around the cusp.
Yeah.
No, here's what it is. They wanted to bring back Catwoman.
Oh, like Michelle Pfeiffer,
and it had to have. They didn't confirm if it was Michelle Pfeiffer, but like which one
would embrace the meme?
Because like the impression that I've been getting is that they were going to do the same Batman from the Michael Keaton ones,
yeah,
and we're just going to pick it up after Batman Returns and like discount Forever and Robin. Continue it after Batman Returns. That romance and her portrayal of Catwoman is still my personal favorite.
Yeah.
It would have been so awesome to have them reunite on screen, and none of the Tim Burton talk ever went down, according to any of these reports. They didn't say if it did or didn't, but, you know, my little headcanon, it did. Or at least they maybe pondered it. But if they had Tim Burton to come back to direct Michael Keaton and Catwoman and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, that just would have been such a cathartic fulfillment.
Yeah.
And, you know, it still would have been cool to get some type of, like, solo Batman movie in some way. But the prospect of fulfilling that storyline that did not get fulfilled would have been just so hype on my end.
Well, wait a minute. So if you put him in the present, he's basically just Nightwing, but he's Batman. But then
if Terry McGinnis comes in, yeah. I mean, there have to be a Terry McGinnis if they're going to do a Batman Beyond.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah, it has to be. But like setting it in the present day, basically just make it the part 3 of the Tim Burton Batman. Like, as much as I feel like this may be a little unfair to Batman Beyond as a property in general, it's not a bad take for those characters at this age to pass on that mantle, and it makes me hope and wonder if it's possible for James Gunn and Peter Safran. You know, we live in a day and age where it's now more and more popular to get the old band back together, and B, skip a bunch of sequels and make a direct sequel to something that everybody loves. You know, give a deal and Bill all the new iteration of Batman Beyond or whatever.
I think they talked about wanting to do that. Maybe that
would be really cool. Like, and I think they would.
Did you just like name drop them, or did you know that?
I just thought, like, well, everything with Batgirl, I feel like they would be perfect for that.
I'm pretty sure they spoke about like wanting to do that at least.
Dude,
I'm pretty sure they did.
Happen.
Pull up the quote on the can.
Yeah, Maguire's Spider-Man move. Right there. You know, could probably surpass people's enthusiasm for the Snyderverse. It's like, oh man, we're gonna complete the Burton Batman.
That would have been. It would have been like no,
and especially in the recent years, like developing more and more appreciation for Batman Returns, especially like
it would work at its strongest with a returning Batman who is older. That's why Michael Keaton returning was perfect for this. Like, it could work now, you know.
Dude, 10 years down the line, just do Ben Affleck, give it to Zack Snyder's Batman Beyond.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Right? See?
Actually,
and it would work.
That's excellent.
Yeah. James Gunn, you know, I'm open for suggestions.
What do you want? What do you want?
What do you
want George Clooney to do it? Come on. All right, subscribe, leave a like, click that bell. Last but not least, do a Patreon.
Lance Dorr, you're the Terry McGinnis,
Dude,
of,
Terry McGinnis
of the channel
Terry
because,
McGinnis.
you know, you're a strapping young lad. You're not as brooding as Batman. I feel like Terry McGinnis is kind of like Spider-Man meets Batman in a sensibility kind of way.
He's got Nightwing,
bit more. He's basically Nightwing, but in the future. So because he's in the future, Lance, you would fit in well in the future. You're buff and sexy and handsome and you know charming, but you got a little bit of that badass side. You know, you work with fire, man. So, you know, this Christmas, I just wish for you to get a spandex suit, you know, like, you know, skin tight, late PVC or whatever that stuff is that Gimps wear, and just, you know, do a full Batman calendar and send it to us. Holidays.
Christmas.
Hope you're feeling good.